Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to another Attack on Titan manga read along. We are getting closer and closer to being caught up. Let me just double check there's no audio playing in the background. Doesn't seem like it. It would suck if I did a whole video and reading manga and there was a video playing in the background. Even worse if it was music, but either way, it would be so distracting. Well, maybe music wouldn't be too bad if it was soft, but yeah, copyright. So I am a little bit low energy today, not gonna lie to you. So I have 3 chapters scheduled, but maybe I'll do 2 instead and then 3 live on Saturday, because I have 2 scheduled for Saturday. But it's more fun to do these live usually. Or probably I'm gonna do it on Sunday. Sunday looks a bit better. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Is that blah, blah. Nah, I don't know. So yeah, maybe I'll just do 2 today and then 1:13 to 1:15 on either Saturday or Sunday. I have published all my videos at this point, up to 110. 109 and 110 is in one video. I just posted that a while ago. And I think there are some repetitive conversations in 230 in the 107 108 video and the oh shit, I didn't do the title right. Jack nabbit. Just give me a second. Canva. Oh my god, I don't know what I just did. I think I switched screens. I wanted to just do that. I didn't change this. 109 110. Did I change it? Oh, you can't see. I meant probably to do this. So YouTube. Oh, oops, they have the same. Oopsies. Whatever. I made the mistake. No one even told me. But anyway, 109 110. So let me just download and re-upload the thumbnail. Download. And then we can start reading together. At least I got the text right, 109 110. So if people were confused, I'm sure they wouldn't be confused for very long. Downloads. And I just posted it like right now. So let's see. I like rechecking my schedule to just kind of get an overview of where I'm at. So if we finish up to 1:15 by the 18th, I have 3 over here, 1:16 to 1:18 on the 22nd. I have a sponsored video here, 1:19 to 1:22, 1:19, 20, 21, 22. 4 chapters in 2 hours. That's kind of, probably will be a 3-hour video. It depends on how much discussion there is, but we'll see. I can do 4, I can do 5. We'll check how much time we have on the day. 1:26, 1:27 on the 28th, 1:29 to 1:30 over there. Yeah, it should work out fine. And then the new episode comes out the 3rd of March. Just one. I'm still not really... It still really hasn't sunk in that it's just the one. We're just getting one episode. I guess there's just not enough content. Okay, we're getting one episode plus one more later this year. And I think it's 1-hour episode, or probably more like 45 minutes if it's two normal length episodes into one. But either way, even if we get to a 1 hour plus a 1 hour, I wonder why they didn't just make it into a movie then. Like, just release a movie later this year. But then again, whether I get one movie or 1 hour plus 1 hour later, either way, I'm just sad that that's all we get and then we're done. I don't think that has really, really sunk in yet, but it's like starting to, and I'm just feeling like, and then what? But okay, it is 11 p.m. I am starting a little bit late. Like I said, I was low energy today. The weather was as well, like moody and bleh. So it took a while to kind of get myself motivated, but hey, I was productive today, and from 7 p.m. I washed my hair, dried and straightened it. I had dinner and made brownies. So I feel like it wasn't too much of a wasted night. But I'll feel so much better if I focus on this video right now. So the cover is pretty insane. I feel like when people saw this for the first time, they must have freaked out, because I would have freaked out if I hadn't already seen this in the anime. So it's basically Zeke and then the Titan in the background, and Levi looking like murderous. There is just no word that better describes that look to me. Murderous. So this is volume 28, and we're starting with chapter 111, Children of the Forest. Ooh, that's quite the famous title now, isn't it? Let me just double check something before we get started. Testing, testing. Okay, sound seems like it's working. So, over 100 soldiers, including Poop Forster, have disappeared from their cages, and so have the guards looking after them. And so have the guards looking after them. Oh, because they joined them. Oh, just before, I should probably give a disclaimer at some point. I know calling him Poop is going to piss some people off. I once called a murderous fictional character, I said he had daddy issues, and the people got offended because I had no sympathy for the poor little murderer. And yeah, I just want to tell you guys, I really don't care about the feelings of fictional characters. If you feel offended by me calling him Poop, I mean, he's fictional. It doesn't matter. I don't like him. Everyone knows that. I'm not his biggest fan. He's a well-written character, don't get me wrong, because he's, like, if a character can elicit a strong feeling from you, whether positive or negative, I think that 9 out of 10 times that's a good thing. Or 8 out of 10 times. 4 out of 5 times it's a good thing. Same thing as 8 out of 10, but whatever. So yeah, I think he's well written, but I don't like him, so I'm gonna call him Poop, and you can ignore that, because, like I said, number one, he's fictional, and number two, he shoots people in the face. So I don't care so much about his fictional feelings, especially. Okay, now that the disclaimer is out of the way, we can focus. We believe that all of these soldiers both freed Eren and deserted in the process. They are surely responsible for the assassination of the commander-in-chief as well. That's bad news for us. This subversive anti-military organization shall be known as the Jaegerists. Oh, the name was coined. Commander, do you know their goal? I suspect their only purpose now is to put Zeke and Eren in contact with one another. Then they will remake the military and put Eren at the top. They assassinated the commander-in-chief only to show their resolve. But how were these Jaegerists able to organize themselves in such a short time? For them to fall in behind Eren, a large number of soldiers must believe that Zeke has their backs. They simply believe in Eren, who in turn believes in Zeke. Meanwhile, we doubted Zeke so much it paralyzed us. But if it's, well, I mean, doubting Zeke. What's really wrong with that? But yeah, to the point of being paralyzed. But if it's true that ultimately the Eldian people have no choice but to rely on the Jaeger brothers' ability to shake the earth, then it was we in the military who were squandering precious time and putting the Eldian people's lives at risk. It's no surprise that many soldiers felt that way. The final trigger was the military's plan to transfer the founding Titan from Eren to another soldier, without even notifying us in the Survey Corps. Hanj does make a good leader. She was a good choice. Edwin made a good choice with her. We knew exactly what would happen if we did tell you. Not to mention that many of these Jaegerists are from the Survey Corps. How you take responsibility for that, Commander Hanji. I'll accept any punishment, but to resign my commission would be the most irresponsible thing I could do right now. And it's not like we know how many hidden Jaegerists are still here, or which branch they're in. Yes, I may be looking at some right now. I wouldn't be shocked if one of you detonated a suicide bomb this very moment. Rook, don't be ridiculous. How can they prove they won't? Unless they prove themselves, there's no way we can let the Survey Corps roam free. Enough. We have a visitor. This is no time to be bickering amongst ourselves. As people so often do. That's something that I think should always be taken into consideration. In any organization, you have to acknowledge that disagreements are necessary within an organization. They're necessary, and then knowing that they will and should happen, you have to have a process. When people disagree, how to talk about it, when to talk about it, what to do when it happens, and like a process, like there will be disagreements. We know that. So we need a process. We need a plan for when it happens. We need plan ahead. Because I think that in history has been the downfall of many large and small groups, just internal conflict. Even whole countries. I wanted to say my friends. Just people. Can you just imagine? Even whole countries are turned against each other every day because of internal conflicts. We have to learn how to deal with that. This is no time to be bickering amongst ourselves. Hanji, how many soldiers know where Zeke is being confined? Levi and the 30 other soldiers watching over Zeke. 3 more responsible for resupply and communication, and me. Then bring those 3 here. Nile, is the Queen's residence secure? Only a select few know where it is, but I'll check once more. Eren's first target will be someone who knows where Zeke is being held. Next, he'll try to secure Queen Historia, who could act as a replacement for Zeke. Our first task would be to make sure that these 2 are absolutely protected. Yes, sir. And Armin, as someone with the power of the Titans, your defense must be stronger than ever. Understood. And now that we've lost the Commander-in-Chief, the only one who can lead us all is you, Commander Pixis. Do you have any plans going forward? Yes. Let's surrender to Eren. They've got us beat here. Interesting approach. There's nothing we can do about enemies inside the military. Even if we did manage to smoke out every last one, imagine how much blood will have to be spilled. The thought alone is terrifying, not to mention that we don't have the time to waste on such folly. Smart, but... Many soldiers decided to desert the military because of our actions. That is why we lost. But the Commander-in-Chief's murderers, you're just going to bow down to them? I knew exactly for a long time. To live by revolution, to be defeated by revolution. I think that would bring him some satisfaction. Most of all, I know the 4 who died wouldn't want their funerals to come at the cost of Eldia's fall. Yeah, I mean, exactly. He was a torturer fanatic, so he should just count himself lucky that he wasn't tortured too. Unless maybe he would have been into that. I don't know. Then, are you going to submit to the Jaeger brothers? It's not submission. We negotiate with Aaron and the other Jaegerists by putting Zeke's location on the table. They must realize that if they're thinking of taking on the world someday, they shouldn't be fighting us now. We'll continue to watch over these earth-shaking experiments as we always have, and we will stake Aldea's survival on it. However, we won't be discussing their murder of our top dog if that's the price we pay to prevent the deaths of hundreds, if not thousands, of our comrades. It's a cheap one to pay. Well, you know what? They do end up killing hundreds, if not thousands, of your comrades with their low plans. So, in the end, it didn't really matter much now, did it? All of you, get to work. Yes, sir. Commander, Madam Azumabito, I apologize for that unseemly display. Not at all. It's something every nation experiences. That said, I cannot guarantee your safety either. Please stay close to the port until the situation is under control. I think I will. We sincerely hope for Aldea's victory. Mikasa-san, if anything happens, escape to our ship at once. She's so tall. Thank you for the consideration, Lady Kiyomi, but I am an Eldian, regardless of my mother's blood. I would only be a nuisance to the Azumabito family. I want to watch over the future of this island that birthed and raised me. Please don't let me keep you here. What are you talking about? We came here for your sake. And you would have, even without our resources? You don't care who leads this nation, so long as the earth-shaking succeeds, right? Yes, if the promise of the earth-shaking turns out to be an empty one, the Azumabito are done for. Hizuru will say we did this without permission and hang us out to dry. All of our investments will have been for nothing, and our debts will bring the Azumabito clan to final ruin. In that case, I truly cannot rely on you. We Azumabito have always adapted to tumultuous times, but now look what's become of us, derided as wretched, penny-pinching vixens. Still, we have not lost our pride as a clan, the pride your mother handed down to you. Whatever may happen to this nation, I wish to protect you. It's difficult taking care of. It's hard enough to run a family with, like, you and your partner or partners, one kid, two kids, three kids. Oh my god, and a pet or two. It's difficult enough to provide for all of them, to make sure they're all taken care of mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, to have a healthy, happy family. Now you have to run a clan, multiple families. You have to run a country. Like, I'm just trying to say, it gets more and more difficult the more people you involve. No, work with Aaron after he killed the commander-in-chief? We don't know for sure if Aaron did it yet. Keep your voice down, Mikasa. You know that we're already suspected of being Jaegerists, right? Yeah, whose side are you really on, Mikasa? I told you that Armin and I nearly got caught up in that explosion. Is that not enough for you, Connie? What? Stop it. Like Commander Pixis said, infighting will only lead to our downfall. Commander, are you saying you have no problem trusting Aaron and Zeke? No, that's no good. No matter how well Zeke and Yelena's plan went, they knew that they'd never be free of suspicion. So they concocted an insurance policy, and now it's paying out. This probably goes beyond winning poop over. If we want to be absolutely sure, we should assume their insurance doesn't end here. Can I just say, partly why I started calling him Poop in the first place is because I have no idea how to pronounce flock, floch, flush, fluch, fluch. I don't know. And you can tell me now, but now I've already resulted into calling him Poop, so it's so much easier. We should assume their insurance doesn't end there. We need to figure out Zeke's intentions before they make even bigger fools out of us. Of course, if this all ends up being wild speculation, that would be nice. Do you have any leads? The Marlian pose the Marlian POW she oversaw, the Marlian POWs she oversaw their workplaces just don't add up. For example, restaurants. The Marlian POWs she oversaw. What is POWs? The restaurants. They're here, Nicolo. Yep, right on time. What a nice place. Well, this is a first. Me too. It's your lucky day. Make sure to eat up today. It's kind of funny how this guy looks like, and this guy and even that girl, they, maybe not so much the girl, but the guy that looks like the friends they lost from before. What's wrong, Mia? Scurrying around like that. You're too nervous, Mia. Yeah, how much of a country girl are you? No. Kaya, is there really a Marlian POW working here? POW. Prisoner of war. Oh, I forgot. So the Marlian prisoners of war she oversaw, their workplaces just don't add up. For example, restaurants, okay? Kaya, is there really a Marlian prisoner of war working here? Yes, so stand up tall. Soldiers use this place a lot too. I'm just glad we'll have a Marlian we know here. Mr. Blouse, thank you for coming today. And what a crowd you've brought. Thanks for the invitation. Figured I might as well bring the family. You did say you were a treat, right? Sorry. No, just leave today to me. That's Nicolo, the Marlian who invited Mr. Blouse here. Try asking him. This way, sir. Why was Mr. Blouse invited here? He's not even a soldier. Did I not tell you? Animaechan was Mr. Blouse's daughter and a soldier. When Mr. Nicolo came to her funeral, he said he wanted to treat us to a meal that he never got to make for her. Personally, I think they were in love. A Marlian and an Eldian? You know they can't be. Why not? They just can't. But why? Something feels off about all this. Anyway, I've never had a meal this good in my life. They all look so happy. Kind of Sasha face the dad is making. So good. I really like, I think in the last year, maybe since we went out, we started going out with Tama and Yuki to like new restaurants. I really started to appreciate food more. Plus, just in the last few months, realizing what goes into making food. You know, the tremendous amount of work and people involved, both in cultivating the food, making and preparing, transporting, like it's crazy. So I feel like I've just started to appreciate food a lot more. And like even small things, like today I bought salty crackers and then I put some cream cheese on it. And then I take one of those, I don't know if you guys have had the canned mussels. And like, I think I had this exact snack once when I was younger and it was like just a kind of a good memory. And I remember liking it more than I thought that I would have. So it's like the cracker, the cream cheese, and then the mussel with some of the little bit of oil that comes with it. And last time I've had this before, maybe like a week or two ago. I had it for the first time since I was maybe 9 or 10. And then I added rocket leaves. Oh my god, it's so good. And I just like, even today, I got home and I packed all the stuff out on a little wooden board and I went to sit on the mat and I was like, picnic, like a carpet thing, but just in front of the TV, and I was like making my little treats and yum, yum, watching the show, drinking some juice, some freshly squeezed orange juice. So nice. Food can, anyway, the reason I mentioned Tamanyuki is because, it was kind of a way for us all to get together and try new things, and like we shared food and like, oh, do you like that? I like this one. It's just a nice experience, a nice way to bring people together. And like I said, the snack with the mussels and the cream cheese and the salty cracks, I had that when I was 9 years old, and there's just this memory in my head from the taste. And like, I can't believe last week I thought about that and I was like, I have to make that again, because I just saw there was a special at the store for 5 cans of mussels, and I was like, oh my god, it brought back that memory, and I was like, I have to get this, I have to try and make it again. So really interesting, all the stuff, food and people and blah blah blah. Well, just wait until you taste the main dish. Nicolo, some customers up front. Huh? At this hour? Who? Survey Corps. It's you. But why have you come? I'm busy with some very important guests. Yeah, it's fine. You can go back to work. We just want to talk to you later. Talk to me? About what? You, must have some concerns, right? About the detained volunteers? We'd like to ask you some questions. Oh, okay. Could you wait here for me now? Huh, never knew about this room. Probably reserved for MPs, right? Well, yes. Is this that wine all the soldiers talk about? Apparently only officers get to drink it, but still. What's that? Aren't we Survey Corps officers too? Yeah, we deserve a treat every now and then. Just a sip. Get your hands off that. Huh? What? It was just a little joke. No need to overreact. This would be wasted on Aldeans. Are you still going on about that stuff, Nicolo? Does booze care what race you are? Don't touch me, Aldean. Just because I was kind to you doesn't mean we're buddies. Who do you think you are? You know that you're nothing but a prisoner of war? Guess that means we're even, Aldean. What's his deal? Damn, hell if I know. He's back. Now. My tummy hurts. Are you okay, Ben? Was it something you ate? I'm going to the bathroom. Might make it better. And me going with him might make it more better. Good luck. This isn't the bathroom. I don't need to use the bathroom, Mr. Nicolo. We've come from Marley. We're warrior candidates and honorary Marlians. What? We believe that this island will soon be the target of a massive attack from armies around the world. Please, just hold on until then, and also tell your fellow Marlians about this. Hey, hold on a second. Why are warrior candidates here? About a month ago, these island devils launched a surprise attack on Liberio district. It may be too hard to believe, but we leaped onto a retreating enemy airship and rode it here. Did you kill someone? A female soldier? Yes, I brought her down. Gabi. But I've only rid the world of a few. Our true revenge for what they did to our home is yet to come. We will not lose to those cheating devils. Hey, Gabi, so you killed her. It was you. You killed Sasha. Oh my god, imagine breaking a freaking wine bottle on your head. I don't think a child would survive that. Hi Sky, what are you doing? You hurt my leg. I have a scratch here now. Cause you jumped like a noodle. There, I made space for you and you jumped like a noodle. Hello. I'm Sky. I'm a cute cat. I like being petted. I And there's patches under the chin. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Ooh, I love you. Do you want to go outside? She wants to go outside, I think. Okay, wait, I got you. I got you. I don't know. I don't think a child could survive this, honestly, but he's a warrior. So maybe those bottles aren't too thick. But from my memory, wine bottles are really thick. So I just think if this was real, he would die. I don't know. I've seen people be smacked over the head with wine bottles before in movies. But I just think it just seems too much. But of course, he protects her. What? Volko! Volko! Shit. Thud. Oh, he threw her in the room. Niccolo, what are you doing to Ben and Mia? It was her. She killed Sasha. She was the one who took your daughter's life. She's only a child, but she's a hardened Marlian soldier. You need to be careful. She's a trained killer. She shot Sasha inside a retreating Survey Corps airship. Daughter. Mr. Blouse, here. If you won't kill her, then I will. You don't mind, do you? Man, he crazy. I don't remember exactly what happens here or what Mr. Blouse says, but Sasha's dad is a better man than this. I mean... What is it? It's bad. Everyone get over here. What? The kid who shot Sasha. What's going on here, Niccolo? I'd heard these two were on the run, but... You, what were you trying to do? Hey, stay away. Get back. Don't move. I'm just going to avenge Sasha, that's all. No, not Volko. What's this kid to you? This is because he tried to protect you. Is he special to you? I had someone important to me once, too. That's right, an Eldian, a descendant of devils. But she enjoyed my food more than anyone I'd ever met before. She saved me from the stupid, worthless war. She showed me who I was meant to be, someone who brings people happiness through his cooking. I wonder what he would have done here, the author, if he killed Sasha Wolf earlier. That was Sasha Blouse, the woman whose life you took. I lost someone important too, because Sasha Blouse shot him. So I got revenge. She killed him first. Who cares which came first? Well, I mean... You shouldn't, but... Oh no. Come on, Mr. Blouse, you say something. I don't want to say anything. Come to your senses. Aren't you a Marlian soldier? That she-devil must still have you in her clutches. Don't let the devils win. Niccolo, give me that knife. I mean, give me that knife. Or I don't know how to do a freaking accent. Come on now. And then he holds the knife and he looks at her. That's enough. Mr. Blouse, put down the knife. Sasha was a hunter. What? I taught her how to use a bow when she were little, and we'd go hunting in the forest, 'cause that's how we lived. But I knew the day'd come when we couldn't keep living that way, so I made Sasha leave the forest. Leave the forest. Then the world got bigger. Sasha became a soldier. She went off to attack other lands, shot people, and then got shot herself. Shot herself. I thought getting her out of the forest would mean something. Turns out the whole world was a colossal forest, or it was still kill or be killed. I think Sasha got killed because she wandered too long in that forest. We've got to get children out of that forest, at the very least. Else the same thing's just gonna happen again and again. To shoulder the sins and hatred of the past. Now that's our burden as adults. Niccolo, let Ben go. Wow, that's such a powerful scene, ain't it? I love this. Mr. Blouse, the true MVP. I'm just taking a screenshot, sorry. Show me your wounds. So that is, they take care of Falco, and she and Mikasa talks to Gabi. Mia, you alright? You really don't hate me? But then, oof, Kaya. She comes from behind. Kaya, how dare you? She was my sister. Murderer! I thought you were my friend. Come next door. And then they cried together. The main dish must have gone cold by now. Oh my goodness. Sky. Yeah. Yeah. Derpy derp, what did you do? Where did you go for 5 minutes and now you're back? The main dish must have gotten cold by now. Hanji, rinse that kid's mouth out for me. Some of that wine got in. Huh? But it's probably too late. Is there something in that wine? I think it's Zeke's spinal fluid. Dun dun dun! No! What do you mean? Chapter 112, Ignorance. So, children of the forest. Children of the forest. That is an important theme. Getting the children out of the forest. What do you mean Zeke's spinal fluid is in that wine? I don't have proof, but the survey ships have been packed full of this wine from the very start. It was more alcohol than any short-term surveying voyage would ever need. And just as I started to settle in here as the chef, I was told to serve it to the military, starting with high-ranking officers. Who told you? Yelena. As far as I know, she was acting alone. I don't know about the other volunteers. I never heard of this before either. But it doesn't make sense. Aliens freeze up the moment they drink Zeke's spinal fluid, right? That's what happened in Ragako. That's just what Zeke said. It's not like anyone saw it happening. There's no way we can confirm. But the effect of that lie, if we all believe it, is immense. If we believe that we'll freeze up after being dosed with Zeke's spinal fluid, no one would ever think they've been poisoned as long as we don't see those symptoms. No, but that's just your theory, right? Yes, there's no proof. But any Marleyan soldier would know how Zeke's spinal fluid has been used in the past. About 10 years ago, Marley took down an enemy nation's capital in one night. It was possible because hundreds of Titans appeared in town that evening. All they had to do was sneak in a few hundred Eldians who had been administered Zeke's spinal fluid. Then a single scream was all he needed to destroy the place. They must be plotting something like that. Why else would I need to get higher ups in the military to drink that suspicious wine? Nothing else would make sense to me. When you took that wine out of our hands earlier, was that to protect us? I don't know. What am I doing anyway? We were supposed to scout this island of devils and save the world. Now that I've told you all this, I'm sure I don't have long to live. But Blouse, son. But Mr. Blouse. I can't do son. I can't. Because it just doesn't sound Because Blausan. You have to say it in Japanese. But I don't speak Japanese. So, Master Blouse, I can't be as forgiving as you. Not yet, but I want to atone in some small way. Trying to kill a child. What is wrong with me? Oh, Niccolo. Hey, what'll become of Ben? For now, we'll assume Niccolo is right. Everyone take off your jackets and wash your hands. Under no circumstances should you touch your faces or mouths. Onyankopon, tell Mika-san the others the same. Understood. Why did you protect me? I didn't have any particular reason. I killed one of your comrades. I beat a guard unconscious with a rock. But that boy Falco didn't. Please let him be your prisoner. You only need to kill me, right? We're not killing you. But you must want to kill me. No, I don't want to. That's all you ever talk about, huh? Kill, kill, kill. You remind me of a certain someone. Oh. He fucking walks in. This is that scene. Oh, I remember that scene. I didn't like this scene. I know it must have some important meaning and blah, blah, blah. And reasons and stuff. But you know what? In the moment, it just doesn't feel good because we can just take it at face value. And at face value, it's like it's a shitty feeling scene. Okay, that's just what I think. But here we go. Ere. Commander Hans, what is it? Oh, shame they're washing him. Oh, fuck's sake. Poop? Commander, you must know where Zeke is. You're going to take us to him. Listen, we're not trying to oppose you. Didn't you get the proposal from the military? We did, and we declined it. We don't negotiate with the military. You see my point. They're not the good guys. Good guys negotiate, at least. Even if good guys do bad things sometimes, take that off the table. Good guys negotiate. At least with fucking Hanji. I mean, come on, you know you... But okay. Sorry, I'm just saying this because I know about all the stuff that happens later and I just don't like how they go about things. And why is that? It was Aaron's decision. Commander Pixis would never risk leaving the fate of this island in our hands. He's probably scurrying around right now trying to come up with a way to steal the founder from Aaron while he leads us on a wild goose chase. You're delusional. Or is that what your friends in the garrison told you? Do I look like one of your eager recruits who's going to answer any question you ask me? Or shall I prove I don't answer to you? I'd much rather you come with us quietly. Damn, how the hell did they know we were here? What? Grease? Don't tell me you brought them. Niccolo, you've gotten too close to the Eldians. I knew this day would come. I was right to not tell you how to contact them. Did Yelena put you up to this? Listen to me, Poop. This is no time for us to be fighting one another. Wine contaminated with Zeke's spinal fluid has been served throughout the military. Zeke has us dancing in the palm of his hand. Grease over there should have an idea of what's going on. If anything, Niccolo is the delusional one here. He has no proof. You finished? We'll be tying your hands, or will we need to fire you? Or will we need to fire before you listen? We can't let you or your family go free either. Please, come with us. Oh, well, they said please. Wow. Damn it. Poop! Don't you see that there's a good chance this is all part of the enemy's plan? So what? If it is, those idiotic MPs will just look even stupider. We never told you the military police brigade drank the wine. Wait, did you know about the wine? I want to punch him in his face so bad. woo woo. You little masochist, you. You are now poop for 5 seconds. Okay. Keep it down, please. This is a family restaurant. Ah ha ha, so funny. We're going ahead. Very well. Was that Poop's voice? You came here with Poop? Yes. I wanted to speak with you. Just a quiet chat. Okay, so you guys have heard my theory that I've come up with at this point in the last 2 videos. I mean, you heard it in the last 2 videos. So, back when I first watched the scene, I didn't have that theory. So I want to listen to this little chat and find out if it adds to the possibility, it gives me more reason to believe my theory, or less. Conflict is necessary to solve Eldia's problems. Okay. If that could still align with my theory. Hanji and the others will be fine. We're just relocating them. We're the ones who wanted to talk to you. We just wanted to know what you were thinking, Eren. Why did you decide to attack Marley on your own? Have Zeke and Yelena really won you over to their side? Yeah, okay. Ouch. I hurt my leg. Wait, I got an ouchie. This is, I don't know if you guys have this overseas. Zambuk. I bought it yesterday, and I had it. My dad had it when I was growing up, but I used it for a lot of stuff, like any bites or scratches or something. So I'm gonna see. It smells good. It smells like, I think, eucalyptus. Have Zeke and Yelena really won you over to their side? I am free. Huh? Whatever I do, whatever I choose, I do it of my own free will. Yeah, you're free. As long as you can take other people's freedom, that's part of your freedom, right? Right? Is that what you think? You met with Yelena in secret the night the railway opened, right? Even after that, this has all been what you wanted? That's right. No, you're being controlled. The real Eren would never involve civilians and children, even if they lived in an enemy state. You've always cared and thought about us more than anyone. Aren't I right? You saved me from those kidnappers and wrapped this scarf around me because you're a kind person, right? Trying to convince herself. I said keep your hands on the table. I hid myself in Liberia and spoke with Zeke, brother to brother. I learned a lot then. Zeke knows more than Marley does. Armin, you're still going to see Annie. You're still going to see Annie, aren't you? Do you choose to do that, or is that Bertolt? What do you... If memories play a major role in forming who a person is, that means part of you has become Bertolt. Ah. Interesting. That also makes me think about things like, you know, the theories about past lives and whatever, and how some people theorize that fears, like critical fears, can sometimes have to do with how you died in a past life and all this kind of stuff. It's just interesting. Because I do believe as well the memories of our past in this life that shapes us. Because it's not just nature and nurture. Like, if you have 2 sons and you have let's say your sons are born 1 year apart, or even twins, you raise them in the exact same way, with exact same stuff, like their nature you'd think is the same, their nurture is the same, but how they grow up, they make different memories and stuff. So, I mean, okay, you can argue that the nature isn't exactly the same. Twins are different. They're not the same. I don't know how that works, but you know what I'm saying? Like the nature is similar, the nurture is the same. So, yeah, they don't grow up with the same personalities or talents or fears. A part of an enemy soldier that feels love for another enemy soldier is influencing your judgment. You, an advisor to Eldia, holder of one of the 9 titans, you weren't soft like this before. You never backed the enemy. Your judgment always led us to an answer. But now all you can say is, let's talk. You're absolutely useless. He said that before too. He tried to talk to Bertolt before. What are you? Okay. I know he's just trying to be mean to them and push them away. And in my theory, play the villain. But that is just objectively not true. Didn't suddenly start saying, let's talk. He was good at that before. But he never knew who he could talk to. He couldn't communicate with fucking titans. But he talked, remember when they were stuck under that titan and the military that was the first time Eren changed? Eren relied on Armin's talking negotiation skills to get them out of that situation. He said, you talk or I run or whatever. You get us out of this. And he tried to talk to Bertolt, so that is just objectively not true. So that's a stupid lie, but okay. Armin, Bertolt's gotten into your brain. You're the one being controlled by the enemy. Eren, what are you trying to do? I'm saying that there's nothing further removed from freedom than ignorance. I learned about the Ackermans there too. The reason you're strong, Mikasa. For all their efforts, Marley's scholars barely know a thing about the Titans. But they did discover there was an accidental byproduct of Eldia's experiments with the subjects of Ymir over the centuries, a bloodline that could partly manifest the strength of a Titan while in human form, the Ackerman clan. The Ackerman clan was designed to protect Eldia's king. Traces of that instinct still remain, so when Ackerman sense the presence of a certain host, traits that are inherent in their blood will activate. Huh? In other words, you only cling to me because of your instinct as an Ackerman. In that moment when you were facing death, you obeyed my order to fight. All of the conditions were met to awaken the instincts hidden in your Ackerman blood. Not only did... I remember that light. I remember that like electric shock thing. But Levi kicked and punched him. That could be because his instinct wasn't awakened, or because to protect him, he needed to hurt him. But just because someone has an instinct that you act on doesn't mean you're a slave to those instincts. Like, you can, if you have an instinct to, as a person with critical thinking, you might have an instinct to fight or flight. Like, let's say you always choose to flight, to run away, but then you start taking fighting lessons and you build your confidence and you do like meditation and breathing, and then once a dangerous situation pops up, you choose to fight. So my point is just you can definitely, even if you have a subconscious instinct, you can override it still. So what I'm saying is she's not a slave to that instinct, even if subconsciously they did maybe influence her actions up to now. But once she becomes aware of it, maybe that's what he's doing here, she can choose differently or think about things and become from unconscious to aware. And once something is brought into your awareness, you can influence it with your critical thinking. and free will. Not only did this heighten your physical abilities to an extreme, you gained the battle experience of all past Ackermans by way of a path, all because your blood mistakenly thought I was the host you had to protect. Why? How? How does your blood, out of instinct, make a mistake? Like, Aaron didn't have anything inside him back then. He didn't have royal blood. He didn't have. So, this is his theory, but it doesn't sound. Considering the fact that he didn't have anything back then that linked him, why would her blood make a mistake? I don't know. Or because your blood mistakenly thought you had to protect me. That can't be. It can't. Why not? It was not a mistake. Because it was you. Because of you, Aaron, I was able to become strong. It was all because of you. According to the research, once an Ackerman awakens, they often suffer from sudden headaches. They say this happens out of the true self trying to resist being forced to protect the host. Sound familiar? Now she's seeing that little Aaron. No. What I'm trying to say is that the real Mikasa disappeared in that mountain cabin at 9 years old, leaving only you behind, ever faithful to your Ackerman instincts. No. Like, I don't think that can be true. Like, even if it activates like a core memory or an instinct, that doesn't mean she disappeared there or she was left behind. Like, you don't disappear just because you have instincts. You understand what I'm saying? And you can unlearn instincts or adjust them or whatever. And a lot of us get, like, okay, maybe she has the headaches because of the, like, conflict, inner subconscious conflict. But that doesn't mean that she is not her own person or not herself. A clan created to follow orders at the cost of losing their true selves. In other words, slaves. Stop it, Aaron. Do you know what I hate most in this world? Anyone who isn't free. Oh, like you? They're no better than livestock. Aaron! Just looking at her made me so angry. Now I finally understand why. I couldn't stand to look at a slave who always followed orders without question. Ever since I was a kid. Mikasa, I've always hated you. Oof. Even if it's not a smart decision here for Armin to lunge over the table, I think that is honestly just this panel with this page with Mikasa's face and those words that cut, like, nothing can probably hurt her more emotionally. And just to see Armin, like, get angry for her and take action, even if it's not smart, it's like, that's so sweet. But Mikasa stops him. Imagine if the person you looked up to your whole life said these things about you. I think, have you guys ever seen videos and, like, shows where people get hypnotized? And it's like, it's not magic, it's like a subjective kind of will thing. So to me, a lot of this, I'm sure it's seeped in some, there's some truth to it, of course, but when I listen to his words and what exactly he's saying and how he's looking at her, and also because knowing she's in love with him and stuff and the power he does have over her, whether it's because of her blood or just because of how she feels about him and his personality, I'm kind of getting, like, not hypnotized vibes, but another word for hypnotize, like, it's To influence, control, or direct completely, as by personal charm, words, or domination. The speaker hypnotized the audience. Um, how does how does hypnosis work? It's using verbal repetition and mental images. Your conscious mind is quieted. You're able to tap into the part of your brain where your thoughts, beliefs, perception, sensation, emotions, memory, and behaviors originate. So we all have those parts of our brains, and it's like Aaron is tapping into that part of her. And I don't know if it's true what he's saying about her, or if like he's taking a part of her personality that might in some way be linked, but not totally dependent on like this history. And it's like he's pressing the button on it, which is like he's making her believe that it's true, just like a hypnotizing person, a person that hypnotizes people, a hypnotist can do. Like, you don't want to smoke, no, 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 no. And like for some people hypnotizing works, like they can get hypnotized like that. And for others it's like it's difficult, it doesn't work on them, because it also depends on how your brain, how impressionable your brain is or whatever. And because it's her and because it's Aaron, I can't just accept that this is true, what he's saying. I personally kind of feel with just with the words that he's using, the way that he's sitting, he's like in the dominant position. Their hands have to be on the table. His everything about this whole situation just screams to me hypnotist. And Mikasa is her brain is just because it is it's him, not necessarily because of his blood or his the host, but also because it's just fucking Aaron. Back then when he saved her, because that's also something that happens often in real life. When someone saves you, what is this? You often people fall in love with the people that save them because you look up to them. It's kind of like a better version than what is that when you fall in love with your kidnapper? Stockholm syndrome. So you get that, and then you get people who fall in love with the person that saves them because it's like it's this overwhelming emotion, and then it triggers like, and then you connect, and then you might fall in love in that moment, and then if that person happens to feel the same way, why not just love is. So my point is, it might be a mixture because I don't really understand back then. How was her blood tricked? How was that it make a mistake? Like, he didn't have, as far as I remember, he didn't have anything in him. He wasn't the royal blood or anything because his dad's not the royal blood. So why? It just, to me, it's a theory and it might be true, and it's probably true. The author might have said this already in an interview that everything Aaron said here was true, but he was just saying it, blah, blah, blah. But I'm just saying, from my perspective, at this point in time in the story, I just can't believe it all just boils down to that. I think that there's some truth to it, but it's not the whole truth. And being saved by Aaron was an influence in why she fell in love with him. And in this situation specifically, he is like a hypnotist. He's in a position of power over her. She's in love with him. She's confused after everything that's happened. Her brain is just impressionable, and now he's in this position where he's impressing all his truth onto her, and she's just like gulping it down. And so I'm not saying that he's not right and all of this isn't because of the. I'm just saying this is another way of that's coming up to me in this moment, but I might be wrong. But okay, so she slams Armin on the table and then looks shocked about it. See, all you've ever done in your life was dictated by your Ackerman blood. No, it's all you are. Oh, he says it to her. It's all you are. And then he punches him in the face and screams. But man, I wish he got punched more. I wish he got more nose there. He got eye. I want more nose. I want his tooth to fall out. Because it'll just grow back. But I wanted him to more here than here. I feel like he just. And then he screams, Mr. Jaeger! It's fine. So, Armin, we've never fought before, have we? Damn. Know why that is? Oh, is it also because he has maybe 1/10 of Ackerman blood somewhere, and he also is sub blah 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 blah. It's not because Armin is a great talker. Oh no, wait, sorry. Armin only wanted to talk about things once he had the Bertolt inside of him. That time when he wanted to talk to Bertolt, that was something else entirely. It wasn't. Sorry, my sarcasm is not doing so well today. Do you know why that is? Because it would never be a fair fight. Just stop. Like I said at the start, if you told me where Zeke is, there'd be no need for us to fight. So just come with us. Take them away. The brat who killed Sasha, too. So, what is it you even wanted to say? Is this the freedom you wanted? The freedom to hurt Mikasa? Tell me. You're a slave too, and your master's a worthless bastard. Who are you calling a slave? You son of a... I don't even want to call you the son of a... because your mother was such a nice lady. You asshole. Let's go. Where? Where it all started. Shiganshina district. Zakli was killed? Yes, the Jaegerists effectively control everything inside the walls. We believe all the chaos is being caused by Zeke through Eren and Yelena. And the Jaegerists will probably be brought here to Zeke just as they've been demanding. What about Pixis? He'll just roll over? As you say, the commander remains steadfast. He's working on a plan to take advantage while Eren is being led here. It's unfortunate, but this is the only way to defend Eldia against the rule by the Jaegerists and Zeke. You mean have someone else eat Eren, right? By our hands. Yes. Oh, I've saved Eren's life again and again, and each time so many comrades have died. I did it because I believed he was the best hope for humanity's survival, and this is where that belief has gotten me. It's almost like one big, awful joke. That hope we all look toward. What is it really waiting for us after all that death? Was this farce? Give me a break. Well, I'm not laughing. Don't make me laugh. If there's anyone we should feed to a titan. Ow, 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 ow. It's that piece of shit. What do you mean? We'll transfer Zeke's beast. Grab one of those Jaegerists or something, turn them into a titan, and feed Zeke to them. Then if Historia's prepared like she says she is, we'll feed the titan to her next. If she's prepared like she says she is, just like Armin prepared and, well, he didn't really prepare. He died almost, and then, well, whatever. They were time. We just need to wait a few months for her to give birth. What? But Eldia's done for if there's an all-out attack on us during those months. And there's no way to... Ow, my eye is itching. How can you scratch inside your eye? Ah. And there's no way to know if the birth will have complications. We can strike at Marley again and delay their attack. I know it's reckless, but we have to act. I'm not letting him dictate things any longer. I don't know if Eren's really being controlled by Zeke, but I do know that if they lose Zeke, they're done. Tell Pixis that. Go. Really, Captain? If I just rip Zeke's limbs off, even that old man will get his shit together, right? Enjoying your book? I am. I've read this one 7 times. You didn't find our conversation too distracting? How could I be distracted if when I've read this, when I've read it 7 times. Why does he keep saying 7? Why is 7 bolded? Twice. This manga doesn't bold things very often. So why is 7 times twice bolded? Is there any wine left? Ow. Motherfucker. We've been here a month. There's not a drop left. You really are an expert torturer. Keep reading. Sure thing, boss. It doesn't matter what Pixis says. I'm cutting him up. There are 30 fully armed soldiers up in the trees surrounding this forest. Even if he turns into the Beast Titan, there's no way for him to escape. That bearded bastard really was our enemy all along. Now that we know that, he's just a hostage, and hostages don't need limbs. This has been a long time coming. Erwin, it looks like I'll finally be able to fulfill the vow I made to you that day. Your deaths meant something. At last I'll be able to prove it. And then he runs away. No. Holy fuck. It's so horrifying to see like that. Like, this is to me so sad. The world fears them, and I get that. But the majority of Eldians turning into Titans is not something they want. To me, it's like wanting to kill Titans. Like, they're victims too. They have their whole own freaking island, you know. And to be fair, anyone like, oh, it's scary. It's scary to sit next to someone that they might turn into a Titan, even if they don't choose to. Oh, they might turn into a Titan and eat me. But I mean, you could be walking down the street and a normal human being stabs you. You could be sitting in a restaurant and someone has a bomb strapped to their chest and they blow you up. Everyone in the restaurant. You could be... Like, my point is, in real life, there are people every day that kill people. And we don't know who does things like that. We try our best to stop them in advance. My point is, they don't want to kill anyone. They don't want to turn into Titans. So, wanting to kill them, I know how it must feel when you've lost someone to a Titan attack. You obviously will be scared, but that doesn't... It's like... It's like if your brother was thrown from a horse and died, and now you fear horses. But the horse killed your brother, but the horse isn't to blame. Horses aren't to blame. Does that make sense? You can't hate or fear all horses. In the same sense, like, these people, they don't choose this to happen to them. No one wants this. They don't want this. So I just don't think it's fair of the world. Don't get me wrong. After 2,000 years of having a weapon being used against you, I understand the fear. But just because you can understand fear doesn't make something right. You know? I've said this many times before, and it's I don't like using this comparison, but to me it's one of the best comparisons I can think of. um, in real life, the majority of violent crimes are committed by men. So, like, let's say there are women who have been hurt by men multiple times, or men who've been hurt by women multiple times. Even if you can understand their anxiety when it comes to the other sex, like, that doesn't mean you can, like, there's limits to to what you can do about that. Like, let's say you were mugged 10 times and every time it was a man, and now you're scared of being alone in a room with a man. Like, you have a right to feel that way. Your fear is justified, but you can't. If a man isn't alone in a room with you, like, let's say you're at work and suddenly the two other ladies that work with you run to the bathroom and you're left alone with a guy, you can't pull a knife on them and like, there's limits to these things. And it's the same with, oh, it's so difficult. Because, like, I know it's maybe I can't even fathom, 2,000 years of what they've done. And you can talk about reparations and blah, 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 but I don't think it's like you can't make, if something was wrong, you can't right it by another wrong, So if your dad killed my dad, I don't think it's right to force you to make it right for me somehow. Like, the world is a cruel place, cruel things happen, and of course, if people want to help each other, if people do great things in the world too. There's so many beautiful people that help others just because, for no reason, for nothing in return, anonymous donations, all this kind of stuff, people volunteering at soup kitchens, everything. But you can't force someone, like, okay, your great grandfather stole my great grandfather's house, so now you owe me a house. Like, that's just, you can't make a past wrong right with a present wrong. Like, I was talking to someone the other day about, she was saying, no one owns land. Like, we have the society, we can buy land, and we've obviously made rules and stuff, but, like, the earth doesn't really belong to anyone. Even if you settled there first, the earth is the earth. The earth belongs to to nature. So even if 100 years ago someone took a piece of land from your ancestor, or your ancestor, blah, 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 right now we have like, we can never, I don't know how she said it. She just said it better than me, or more simply. There's so many things that we can do right now to help each other, but you can't force someone who did nothing to pay for the actions that someone else took whenever back. So, bottom line that I'm saying everything, bottom line for why I'm talking all this shit, is I feel really bad for these people, seeing them, have their free will taken from them, seeing them forced to turn into titans that the world fears. They're victims too. So everyone turns and fall from the trees onto the floor. Last chapter. So a teacup falls. What was that? My body went numb for a second. Mine too. Me too. What? I didn't feel it. Uh, what is it? It felt like electricity just shot through my body. No, he actually did it. Zeke, this is goodbye, Captain. I know you're a caring leader. Your soldiers haven't done anything wrong. They've just grown a little bigger. You wouldn't say slice them to pieces over that, would you? The wine? Why do you need wine while you're on duty? Captain, this is a rare Marlian wine that only MPs have gotten to drink. Survey Corps newbies worked hard to get this to us. Are you just going to let it sit there? We deserve a little bit of fun. We have tea. Captain! What a pain. Fine, take it. God damn it! Zeke's spinal fluid was in the wine. When did he start tainting it? There was no sign of it. No one froze up. Or was that a lie? Honestly, if you didn't trust the guy, you shouldn't have trusted that from the first place. I mean, of course, it's easy to say that now, but I'm just thinking, like, if I'm ever in a similar situation where I don't trust someone, you have to consider that everything that they say, take it with a grain of salt. This might be a lie. This might be a lie. Especially in a freaking army situation. Like, I'm just saying, if I am ever in a similar situation, I'm gonna remember this. Damn it, they're fast. They don't move like normal titans. Is that Zeke's doing too? Crash. Oh dear. Varys, are you still in there? All of you. Whoa, what a visual. Levi in the middle of all these freaking scary looking people. But they're based off, this is just to think, they're based off drunk people. Drunk people can be pretty scary. You know, I didn't want to do this either. Still, how sad. There wasn't even a battle or skirmish. This is goodbye. We never did learn to trust one another, but I can't blame you. The world I've seen was just too different from what you've all seen. The successful raid on Liberio seems to have given you false hope. The entire world's forces are about to gather here on this island. You have no idea what that means. You thought you had strength, time, choices. It was those foolish beliefs, Levi. They were your downfall. Oh, you just wait. You keep running your mouth, monkey man. Levi will show you what he thinks of your little prattling. It's not as if you could ever understand, even if I'd share my true intentions with all of you. Aaron, you and I. It's so funny to me. It's actually so funny reading this now, and he thinks he's so much smarter and more knowledgeable and like better thinking, and like he has his way is the only way, and blah blah blah. And then he was taken advantage of too. He was manipulated too. Like, it's just kind of a little part of me is like, keep talking your shit, because I know what happens to you later. Or I know what is you don't I know what you don't know. I learned something. You know, you're not as smart as you think. Foolish beliefs. You thought you had strength, time, choices. Oh, you think you have strength. You think you're on a certain path, but actually you're being manipulated. But you don't know that. It's not as if you could ever understand, even if I'd share my true intentions with all of you. Aaron, you and I are the only ones who understand. Now, talk about putting yourself on a pedestal. I mean, I get it. Every person has experiences that no one else can fully understand how another person feels, or like he thinks, they've both been through this or that. But just putting your putting yourself like that, I don't know. I don't like him. It feels to me like I get it. What they've had this similar upbringing or whatever. I don't know really how. But he made himself by thinking this way and by placing himself here and like we are the only ones who understand exactly what he's saying to Levi. Those foolish beliefs will be your downfall. It's exactly the same for him. His foolish beliefs that him and Aaron are the only two that will ever understand. Those foolish beliefs will be your downfall. There's no way you could have known it. Of course, I get it. And I understand why you're saying what you're saying, but it's just so ironic that he was saying that stuff to Levi, and then the same thing kind of happened to him, and then Once I'm out of this forest, I'll be by your side in no time. I wonder though, do you still remember the place and time we agreed on? Go! Oh, come on, not again. Look how he's like so cool and collected, like, only me and Aaron can understand. No one else would have understood. We are just so. Our minds and experiences have made us so smart and above everyone. Poor little Eldians that are below us. You don't know. Your lives are so pathetic. You must all just be using it. Okay, he's like over here and then like meh, meh, meh. And then the minute Levi zooms in here, he's like, oh no. Just funny to see him. And then he turns into the monkey man himself. Oof. He turns into the monkey man. And then for some reason, I'm not sure here. Okay, wait. He turns into Monkey Man. Levi zooms. Then the lady falls, trips, and he takes her body and rips her apart. Why? Why? Is he angry? So he rips a person apart for fun? For anger? Is that the kind of, if I'm wrong, if he's doing something else, if there's a purpose for him doing this other than just being angry and ripping someone's, like, she used to be a person, like, I get that Levi has no choice, but she follows his orders, am I right? Please, once again, if I'm wrong, cool. But it seems to me like out of anger, he rips her apart. And that just doesn't seem to me like the kind of person that cares about Eldians and like has respect for them, or like Levi said last time. Let me just get that screenshot here. I can see you don't carry a speck of guilt. I'm not sure if you really want to save Eldi or not, but I'm certain those people's lives meant nothing to you. It just emphasizes that, which just makes me dislike Zeke more and to think about all of his actions and shit that he set up to now as bullshit. Where did you go, Levi? There you are. See, he's angry. He rips her apart, smashes her head. That just doesn't seem to me like the kind of person that should be making decisions about whether or not people should be allowed to procreate. I don't think anyone should be making those kinds of decisions really about another person. Well, I guess there's limits to that. Well, there isn't really, but there is, but there isn't, but there is, but there isn't, because I'm just like thinking about it. There is, but he's not. That's a difficult thing to say. I don't want to get into that whole topic. My point is, I don't know if brothers and sisters should be allowed to sleep together. and the make babies. I don't know if you can tell them not to if they're two grown-ass adults. I don't know. Because then it brings up a whole argument of, oh, well, they might be disformed or something, blah, blah, blah. But then it's like, oh, are two people who, I don't even, see, I want to get into this conversation. It's too much. But my point that the bottom line is this guy splattering her head and out of anger tearing this woman apart. She was just a human being. She's still technically a human being. Remember when that Titan was found crawling away or something, or crawling towards the wall, and Aaron just, at that time he looked like he had such a respect, like a sorrow, like this was a person, this is a person. He's been turned into a monster, not in his, like, wasn't his choice. And like Aaron, in that, how he looks at that person, it's just, that's respect. That was like, even if he did kill that, put them out of their misery in that moment, I don't think they ever did. But you understand my point? Like, just you could see it was sincere. This guy has no sincerity. All this guy has is, and I'm gonna say it again, daddy issues. And someone with this level of fucking daddy issues should not make decisions about which races or cultures should or should not be allowed to procreate. Fuck you, Zeke. Okay, so womp, boom, 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 boom. Where'd your adorable little men go? Damn it, where'd the other Titans go? Don't tell me you killed them all, the poor things. Buck crack. Branches? You're desperate, you bearded bastard. All you had to do was sit back and read. Whatever made you believe that you could get away from me? Did you really think I wouldn't be able to kill my comrades just because you turned them into Titans? I guess you wouldn't know just how many friends we've had to kill. Yeah, you wouldn't know, you son of a fucking... I can't say it because... Why would I bring your mother into this? You penisless bastard. Sorry, the picture just... I was scrolling down and all I could see there was his crotch. What do you want, Sky? What do you want? Do you want us on my lap? Do you want to go outside? I want. I'm gonna see if I can take a video here. Nakashkoi. Okay. It's dirty. Oh, now it's clean, and now she wants to walk away. Wait, I'll help you. I'll help you. Meow. Boom. Go. Phew. Okay, well that is quite the quote, isn't it? I guess you wouldn't know just how many friends we've had to kill. I just want to take a screenshot of this page. Save. And then he goes in with the rocket stuff. Boom, boom, boom. Thud, thud. Oof. And then he grabs him by the... Hey, Beardy, look at you, you reeking, filthy, ugly piece of shit. Well, don't worry, I won't kill you. Not yet. Maybe she just killed him there. I know they would have lost the power of the fucking Beast Titan. I know it's not... But a little part of me just... But no. Good thinking there, Levi. I mean, it's insane, the level of... focus he must have, the level of awareness, self-awareness that he didn't just... I think I would have killed him right then and there. Shiganshina district. As you know, Commander-in-Chief Zakli's assassination has destabilized the military and the general state of affairs within the walls. But that has nothing to do with you recruits. The 109th Training Corps will practice defending Shiganshina district in the case of a Titan attack as planned. Understand? Yes, sir. They're still making us practice cutting through a Titan's nape with a blade. We're not going to see any more Titan attacks. We're up against humans outside these walls. We should be learning how to use guns and forming an Eldian army. That's what my old man was saying too. The times have changed. Instructor Shadis is stuck in the past. If there's any hope for Eldia, it's in the Jaegerists seizing power. Okay, glasses. Surma, keep it down. But don't we all feel that way? All of us should want Eren Jaeger to lead Eldia. We need a strong leader, one who's capable of making the hard decisions. We'll see where that gets you. And where that gets Eldia, we'll see. Hanji, it's been a while, instructor. Sorry to interrupt, but we'll be occupying this facility. You call us the Jaegerists, I believe. You'll be following our orders. The Jaegerists? Looks to me like you know just where you stand, Poop. If you see yourselves as a bunch of peasants who need to wave guns around to get anyone to bother with them, then spot on. Poop! I missed. I thought I'd speed this up by shooting him in the foot. I actually believe that he missed. I don't think that was a warning shot. I think he's just... What do you want? Oh, nothing to do with you. We don't need old men with hard heads and little else. From now on, all you cadets, this is your time. See, that's an interesting topic, just about, because that's happened in the past a lot, you know, when I think about conversations I've read about how the majority of like politicians are like really old people, and everyone's like, oh, they should have term limits and younger people should be in power and blah blah blah. And although I understand that, and I haven't thought about it too much, so I can't say that I have an opinion on these things, but it seems to me like either way would be a bad idea. Saying only people in their 20s should rule, only people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, like, I don't think it has anything to do with your age. It's more like, and not just experience either, because even if you have 20 years experience, if you have nothing to show for those 20 years, or if you have one thing to show from 20 years ago, that doesn't mean anything either, or that doesn't mean much. So my point is, I think the best case scenario is like young people and old people, older people, younger people, both have a role in society. Like, we both have strengths, just like men and women both have strengths. And I'm not talking about every single person. Every single man has only certain strengths, and every single woman. I'm talking about in general. The youth has their strengths. The elderly has their strengths. I know people in their 50s that could jog further or lift heavier things than people in their 20s. They're, maybe... I won't get into it, but it's the same thing with men and women. I'm not saying there's only certain things we can do, but in general, it's like the whole yin and yang thing. Yin and yang. You know, we have to find balance. And there's strength in the, what did he call him? Old men with hard heads and little else. I mean, that's saying, like, coming from you, hard heads and little else, my dude. Have you, like, listened to yourself in the last few chapters? Do you not know? Zero self-awareness. Zero self-awareness. But okay. Balance is all I'm saying. Actions speak louder than words. One person with 5 years experience at 40 may have done more than one person at 35 with 10 years experience. You know what I'm saying? And what should matter is what they've done. But like, how would they get into power? Like, how do you get a job? It's like that catch-22 where you need experience to get a job. But how do you get the experience if you need the experience to get a job? Like, there's obviously things that you have to prove on the way to get more and more and more power. You can't just learn a little something and then get put into a high position of power. You have to work your way up. That's you have to prove yourself, is all I'm saying. And age, to me, isn't really that much of a factor. Maybe it should be taken into account a little bit. Like, I almost said something. I was just thinking, like, let's say your country's average life expectancy is 75. I mean, can you really make, if your president has to have 4 terms, can you really make an 8-year-old president? And that, especially, I'm just saying. But I don't know. I'm not saying. What? I feel like I lost my train of thought just now because I was worried about what I was saying. But then I kind of said it anyway. So now I'm just going to move along as if I said nothing. Bottom line, once again, age doesn't mean that much. I'm not saying it means nothing, but okay. Eldia is on the verge of destruction, and we Jaegerists have devoted our hearts to saving her. Not for these fossils in the military command, but for the people of this island. I'm sorry, but these fossils paved the way for you to have any sliver of power right now. Poop. If you continue to subordinate yourselves to the obsolete military, you'll only be able to watch helplessly as our enemies from the outside world devastates us. I ask all of you, who are you? Will you live in the future with Eren Yeager, leader of Eldia? He says, with a gun in his hand, like, to me, any speech is less impressive if you come in shooting with hostages and be like, your speech really means nothing, because every person that agrees with you, I mean, are they really agreeing with you, or are they just scared? Or, you know, not just scared, but even those, like, you know, like, because mob mentality is also a thing. So if you're going there, guns ablazing, blah, 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 blah. I mean, are you really convincing anyone with your words, or are you just capitalizing on their soft, young, malleable minds? It seems more like brainwashing to me, or propaganda. We will dedicate our hearts to the future of Eldia. Good. Then show me your resolve. Propaganda is also an interesting topic. It's in itself. So, you know how they say anything can be art, but some things are more obviously art, right? So someone draws a picture in a certain style or whatever, and most people will be like, yes, that's art. And then some people will put a toilet in the middle of a museum with some glasses on top. And some people will think, yes, that's art. I interpret it like this, I interpret it like that. And other people will be like, that's not art. I seem to remember now something about someone putting their glasses on something and then people taking pictures of it and it blew up, but it was like the glasses were left there by mistake. But anyway, so in a similar sense of that topic, how, you know, art, we can debate and have conversations about, oh, that is art and why is it art and that isn't. But there's some things that are more obviously art than others. We could at least argue that, right? And by obvious, I just mean to the average person, not, well, obviously that's art. I just mean, like, to the average person, most would accept that that's art more easily than they might accept that that's art. So in a similar sense, propaganda, like a lot of things, almost anything can be considered propaganda when it has any type of message. Even Attack on Titan, some people could argue, is propaganda or whatever. Um, but to me, like I said, walking in with a gun and screaming about these ideals and after throwing around your power, having hostages, like I don't think that speech doesn't inspire me. That it's not like Erwin's speeches. Just throwing in we have devoted our hearts doesn't make it a good speech. To me, this is more propaganda. This isn't a speech that I would look up to. This isn't a speech that I think is a good speech that actually is convincing people because it's moving their hearts. I think this is more like manipulating their minds. It's playing into power dynamics, mob mentality, yada yada yada. I just basically don't think that he's doing anything good here, or that he is to be looked up to, in my opinion. Although I do know that many readers do look up to him, viewers, readers, whatever. I'm just saying why I don't. We will dedicate our heart to the future of Eldia. Good. Then show your resolve. Beat Instructor Shadis until he can no longer stand. See, like that, it's not, that's just an intimidation tactic. That's just, that is not good leadership. That is not, I hate him so much, which makes him a good written character. I understand that, but even people, I have to admit a little, like teeny tiny part of me, when people say they support him, I don't think I can 100% trust you as a human being. Just a small part of me will never really trust a poop supporter. I can understand the supporting Aaron in a small way, like just like if you're like, oh, I support Aaron and like just that. But when you actively talk about, oh, poop is king, because I got so many comments about poop is king, poop is king. If I was like out with friends and I met someone for the first time and we were talking, oh, you're an anime fan, and then they say that they think poop is king, like I wouldn't be mean to them. I wouldn't like say anything, but I wouldn't keep talking to them. I wouldn't feel like, honestly, just I wouldn't feel like that is the kind of person I could have much of an enjoyable conversation with. Maybe one on one if we're talking about Attack on Titan more in depth, and they're not gonna scream at me and wave a gun in my face and say, Jaeger, blah blah, give your heart, blah blah blah. Like, ooh, sorry. What I'm trying to say is I won't not talk to someone like that. I just think if we're in a group and I find out he likes Attack on Titan or she likes Attack on Titan, and then they start talking about how poop is king, in that situation, I think I would withdraw a little. I wouldn't want to have the kind of conversations necessary for Attack on Titan, in my opinion. But I don't think I would like, you know how some people just, you resonate with some people more than others. I feel like I would kind of just, it would be like a switch where I just, and then I would just like, so how great is the music in here? I don't know, but then I'm just trying to say that is how much I dislike this character. And I get it, I totally get it. Some people are just watching the show in terms of entertainment purposes only. But to me, it's like, I'm trying to think of a, it's like, I don't know. If you find that him so entertaining and you get caught up in his way of thinking and you're like, poop is king. I don't know. Some people you can tell it's kind of like, but others they unironically think that. I just don't know if I can click with a person like that. I don't know anyone like that in real life, so actually I don't know how I would feel if this situation that I talked about would happen. But a little part of me feels like I don't think I can relax around a person like that. Like just, like be myself and have fun and like, cause it's like his face. It's just, I don't wanna. I don't wanna. And then you are saying he's king? I get it. Some people does it specifically because they know I don't like him, and then they do it because they kind of think it'll trigger me or something. And maybe while I was watching, it kind of, in a small way, triggered me a little bit because it's like all these people and they're like, and I'm trying to have these conversations where I speak. You guys, anyone who's here, who's listening to these conversations, who's willing to read manga with me, obviously you are not who I mean, because you care enough about the story, even if it's from an entertainment perspective. You care enough about the story to have long conversations, to listen to my rambling. So to me, that is, you know, but then you get these, the masses that just get caught up in the mentality. I don't know. The thing is, the reason for that, I guess, is just, imagine you're at like a riot where you're standing up for the right thing, but you don't want to do it in the wrong way. There's certain people where I think if you surround yourself, and the people, let's say someone starts doing what Poop is doing, and someone in you're at, not at the riot but at the protest or something, and someone starts like riling people up and getting things, and things get bad. I wouldn't want to be surrounded with the kind of people that get caught up in that. I know it's easy, and mob mentality affects everyone, but I would like to surround myself with people that pulls me aside and say, let's get out of here, and I just feel like Poop supporters in general, the ones I've tried to talk to, not you guys, once again, if you're here, you're not that kind of person, but I don't know, I wouldn't want to be around them in that situation, is all I'm saying, because I feel like they'd get caught up in things. But in a real world situation where we're talking and someone says Poop is their king, I wouldn't withdraw because I don't think that, I don't want to talk to you. It's just obviously that wouldn't be the situation in where we should talk about that. And then after that, I just don't think, I already don't have a lot of friends in real life because I don't click with just anyone. So I just think we probably wouldn't be friends. Anyway. He represents the ways that we must weed out. Purge him. Anyone who can't will be detained. You see what I'm saying? Is he really convincing anyone? Is he really saying things that are right, that make people believe in him and their path? Or is he forcing them? Is he manipulating them like through, this isn't right. Enough, Poop. This is ridiculous. Hunch. Even all of these children would be no match for me. And then he makes them angry so that they do to him what they're supposed to do because he wants to protect them. We know that by now. But even back then, I guess it's easy to tell. Well done. I welcome you all. Now then, show us the way to where Zeke is being held. Commander. Now, let's go. So they're in jail, and he's deeply looking out, thinking about life and stuff. See, there's two ways that we can take all of this, all of what Aaron just said. Number one, it is as it is. At face value, this is the truth. This is Aaron. This is what he really thinks. Or it's all an act and there are secrets. But this is not an objective truth. Maybe what he says is what he means. Maybe this is all, just as it appears to be. And that's all there is to it. But it's highly likely that there's more to it, that he's hiding something, that there's blah, 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 because for 3 seasons, we can hear his thoughts, it's a lot of it's from his perspective, kind of. So for now, for us to hear nothing, that what he's thinking, it's obviously suspicious. So it's highly likely that there's more to it. But it's not a fact. We can't know until the story reveals it. You awake? Oh wait, first, you awake? Gah! Hey, wait, don't move. There's a wire connected to the detonator of that spear around your neck. One false move and you'll explode from the stomach outward, leaving you in 2 pieces at the very least. Not being able to die must be tough at times like this. Not that I sympathize. You toyed with the lives of my soldiers. It was all part of your plan. Was it also part of your plan to end up sobbing, covered in your own filth? Shut up. I have to do this or else you'll turn into a titan, right? My glasses, where? Who cares? You don't need glasses any longer. And here begins the flashback to the daddy issues. He didn't like his daddy, so he had a surrogate daddy, which is sad. It's sad to look at this in the past and be like, but I can't. Look here. Sad. Not sad. Not nice to look at. Wish it didn't have to happen because I don't want Levi doing this, and I wish he would just die and it could be over with. But I'm not. But and then sad. I'm sorry, but you killed too many people. That's how my brain works. Nice, Zeke. You've really learned how to throw a ball. All I can think about now is him throwing rocks at people and making a game out of it. Going to become a pitcher when you grow up? No, Mr. Saver. I have a mission. Well. There we go. 3 chapters in 2 hours. I suck at this. I would have been able to finish reading this so long ago, but I can't help but talk and stuff. Man, I guess that just proves how great the show is, you know? The story is. 111. Wait, up until where did we read? 113. 112, 113. We are on I don't know, what did I say? 28? Volume 28, I think. Manga wise. I really need to redo some of my stuff. Attack on Titan. Right now I feel like it's #1 in anime, but it should be #1 in manga too. But you know, it's because I'm reading it right now. That's the only manga I'm reading, so that's the only thing I'm thinking about. So it just feels so amazing. But even at this point, I feel like I cannot flaw this. I cannot flaw it. It's a 10 out of 10. Cannot flaw it. Okay. Well, thank you guys for listening to me for so long. I don't know when I'll be posting this. I'll probably post it immediately to the Discord for anyone who wants to listen during the day. But Friday night, it's Friday morning, 1 a.m. and I will be streaming tonight from 5:30 p.m. South African Standard Time, watching Police Academy 1984, sponsored by Tiago, and then playing games. Oh wait, first there's a live stream. I think there's a Genshin live stream that I'll be reacting to. Then I'll be watching Police Academy. Then I'll be playing Genshin. If there's time, there should be time. Okay, so thank you, and I'll see you in the next manga read along.